Famous Economist Presentation of Adam Smith by Camila Luis. Introduction video.
Today we will be talking about the famous economist Adam Smith. He is known as the father of modern capitalism. Through my presentation, I hope to give you all a better understanding of his impactful ideas and of himself.
Moving on to a short biography of Adam Smith. We do not know exactly when he was born, but it is assumed that he was born sometime in June in 1723. We do know his birthplace, however, and it is Kirkcaldy, Scotland. His death date is also July 17, 1790. He attended the University of Glasgow and Oxford University, and later in 1751, he became the professor of logic at the University of Glasgow. And today, the university has a building, a library, a chair, and a research foundation named in his honor. Adam Smith was a social philosopher and a political economist. Moving on to Adam Smith's major contributions, he is known as the father of modern capitalism and economics. He also wrote the famous book, The Wealth of Nations. This book is known to be the Bible of capitalism, and it is the first to speak of the study of political economy. In The Wealth of Nations, Adam Smith spoke about not agreeing with mercantilism and instead promoting that the wealth of nations be based on production and commerce. This was completely different to what the wealth of nations had been judged on at the time, as they had been judged on how many riches they had, which was gold and silver. In The Wealth of Nations, Adam Smith also introduced the concept of the invisible hand in economics, which is that he believed that the economy was a self-regulating mechanism, and he believed that this was the best thing for economies. He also introduced the concept of the division of labor. The division of labor is an economic concept that states that dividing the production process into different stages allows for the production process to be more efficient, as a worker can focus on specific tasks. Moving on to how his ideas are applied, Adam Smith's ideas on the wealth of nations can be clearly seen in GDP. He promoted a nation's wealth to be based on imports and exports, or a production and commerce, which can now only be seen in a nation's GDP. My personal opinion of Adam Smith is that I believe that he was a very impactful economist, and his views are still seen today. He is fundamental to capitalism and free market economies, and he was a visionary who was able to predict what system would be best today. The end. Citations.